Well, travel is coming back with a vengeance post-pandemic, especially for international trips. The U.S. State Department says they are getting 500,000 applications a week. That is up by at least 30% for 2022, which saw a record high. Joining us now with her perspective on the travel outlook is Hayley Berg, Hopper Lead Economist. Hayley, this is really fascinating to see because these international tickets are not cheap, and yet it appears as though travelers out there are saying, it doesn't matter what the price tag is, I'm going to take my trip this year.
That's exactly what we're seeing. Airfares to Europe and Asia, the top two regions for summer travel, up 37% and 60% versus 2019, respectively. These tickets are not cheap, $1,300 to $1,800 per ticket, but it's not slowing down travelers. We're expecting this to be the biggest international travel summer since 2019, and travelers are continuing to pay the price.
Hayley, what about domestic trips? Is that the case for that, or have we seen a bit of a pullback there?
Great pullback on airfares domestically, averaging about $300, down from over $400 at times last year. So a lot of relief for those travelers who are staying domestic on both fares and rental cars for those road trips.
Yeah, so if we're talking about high fares, I mean, how much more are we talking about in terms of that price tag? And how much of that is driven largely by fuel costs and other issues?
For travel to Europe, about $320 more per ticket than this time in 2019, about $350 for travel to Asia. Part of it is high demand. There are more people looking to go internationally. It's the first summer with no travel restrictions to most countries. Jet fuel prices, though they've improved since last summer, remain high. Those long-haul flights, they're more expensive to operate. They guzzle more fuel. That combined with low supply, Asia is still under 60% of the capacity headed from the U.S. to Asia we had in 2019. Europe is better, about 80 to 90% capacity, over 100% on some routes, but in aggregate, we're still far behind where we would need to be. All of that's pushing up fares.
Hayley, what do you think is driving the interest that we're seeing in Asia? Because taking a look at your trending destinations list, Asia makes up the top 3 cities there.
Yes, we're seeing huge demand, especially Tokyo, Ho Chi Minh City, a lot of these destinations that have been inaccessible for 3+ years. So it's a combination of travelers going home to see family or friends for the first time, vacations, bucket list trips that have been pushed off. And then Asia pre-pandemic was a growing, fast-growing tourist destination with a lot of unique cities. Some of these countries are low cost once you get there, high airfare, but low cost to spend a week or two there. So we expect to see it continue.
Yeah, Hayley, I will tell you, I just came back from a trip to Japan, and that price tag, when I looked at the airfare, was a bit of a sticker shock. Tell me about some of the other searches that you're seeing in terms of where people are looking to travel, especially internationally. And then secondly here, how much are they willing to shell out?
We're seeing that the typical European destinations remain highest demand. So think London, Rome, Paris. In Asia, big cities like Tokyo, Osaka is a trending destination within Japan as well, and Singapore. But off the beaten track, we're also seeing destinations in Africa. Morocco is one that we've seen a tremendous amount of growth to, as well as Buenos Aires in Argentina, which, though it may be about $800 to $900 to get there, your budget spreads a lot further given the dollar trades much higher value than the Argentine peso.
And Hayley, real quick, ahead of the closing bell here, the best time to book travel, when is that?
If you are traveling for summer, it's right now. You should have booked international trips by now, so book now. If you're traveling late August for domestic trips, you have a little bit more time. Typical rule of thumb is book 1 to 2 months in advance of departure dates for domestic.
All right, so you still got a little bit of time if you're looking to travel this summer. Hayley Berg, Hopper Lead Economist, thanks so much.